Blockchain networks cannot be attacked, or so the myth goes. Yet, a few months ago, the security team at the US-based blockchain operator Coinbase noticed a strange occurrence in the Ethereum Classic. It is just one of the cryptocurrencies people can buy and sell using the company's popular exchange platform. Later, they found out that the strange occurrence revealed to them a symptom of an inauspicious occurrence. Its blockchain was under attack. The most recent blockchain attack also happened on Ethereum Classic. In this case, a hacker managed to rewrite transaction history. By rewriting the transaction history, he was able to spend cryptocurrency without having the amount deducted from the hacker's account. As a result, the accounts who conducted transactions with this man lost about $200,000. The idea that someone can rewrite transaction history might sound puzzling to you. Wait a minute, how can this possibly happen? I learned somewhere that data and information stored in a blockchain are set in stone or immutable, meaning that you can add new things but cannot erase or change what has already been written in it. Well, if you're curious, then watch this talk show with our colleague Adela Negara. Can you explain the biggest misconception about blockchain security and blockchain attacks?
Well, a lot of people still think blockchain is impossible to attack. Yes, it's true that blockchain is highly secure system, but there's also a very small probability of it getting hacked. There is some word that we call it the golden ratio, which means if the hacker managed to attack 51% of the node, then they can bring the entire server down. So it's not 100% secure. But this hacking scenario is most likely impossible to do because it's very difficult to attack a node. And even though if they manage to attack like several of the nodes, then it won't affect anything because it's decentralized, which means the server will still running like normal.
Yeah, and in the centralized system, what will happen if a hacker attacks the central server?
Well, because it's centralized, it means they have one source of power, which means if the hacker attack those power, then the entire server will be down.
Okay, so in blockchain technology, there's a term called consensus mechanics. Can you explain to us how is it relevant to security issues?
So the coding and the protocol setting remained of utmost important thing in the IT programming and its security. And blockchain is no exception. That's why a lot of the blockchain enthusiasts always emphasize and talk about the consensus mechanism. In layman's term, the consensus mechanism will verify and authenticate all the parties and all the transactions that happen in the blockchain ledger.
Okay, Adele, so what are the different types of consensus mechanics?
Well, there are three. The first one is proof of work, which means it identifies the fastest blockchain account that can solve the mathematical equation to validate the transaction. The second one is proof of stake, which means the more coins you own, the more power you have. And the third one is proof of capacity, which means several nodes will share the same hard drive space to validate the mining rights and to validate the transaction.
Okay, so they can be alerted if there is a possible attack, right, with the proof of capacity. Okay, so thank you very much. Hopefully, our discussion can give you some insightful information regarding how blockchain can be hacked and also the security issues which revolve around the technology. Thankfully, the decentralized technology is still evolving and there are new consensus mechanisms currently being developed which can overcome the limitations and the weaknesses of the proof of stake, proof of work, and proof of capacity mentioned before. So, in our next talk show episode, we will talk about the proof of participation, a new frontier in blockchain consensus mechanics. To get more educational contents about the blockchain technology, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Blockchain Zoo.